Okay, welcome to Operation Hellstorm. In-game summary. This game is over, and we're in turn. We just finished turn 15. We didn't get to the end of the game to roll the in-game die roll. So I was the U.S. KMT. Warden was the UK Commonwealth. I'm trying to think who else was in this game. Davik was Soviets. I think Warbird or Bird correspondent was Japan, and Germany was just a minute. So Bird Motion was Japan, and Hybrid Hunter 775 was Germany. So this game got off to a really awkward start. I think France fell on turn one, which is just really ridiculous. But it's possible, and consequences are the Allies go up a lot of income early, but it didn't seem to affect them. They coordinated attack with also Japan and took out Calcutta. Um, as well as invading China. So again, the games are easy to figure out the winners sometimes based on the incomes. If you just look at Japan, they're at 60. Anytime they hit 65, 70 plus, it's going to be a long game for everybody. The reason they don't have that because they just lost Calcutta, I think, last turn. But I was the USA KMT, and I thought right off the bat, KMT and CCP really didn't get going. Not exactly how sure it happened, but Japan just kept pressing into China, and they can do a lot of damage here. um, there's ways to stop this aggression in China. Um, these two have to work together. The two Chinese factions have to work together, and then the Soviets need to put pressure, I think, in the north up here, which they didn't. And so strategy this game, we just were fighting to survive the whole game and trying to claw our way back into it. The Axis got off to a really fast start out of the gate, and they even took Egypt. We held Gibraltar, but we just couldn't turn it. There's some fleet battles over here. I think the U.S. now is, I mean, Japan just has their fleet. I even sunk a lot of their fleet early game, but they got the heavy battleships going. Uh, Sydney survived, but the U.S. just couldn't get their fleet going, and on top of that, we just couldn't get. We had some problems up here. There's a big German fleet here that were blockading our port here for the longest time. Couldn't free those ships up. Soviets and the Germans were fighting over here, but not really fighting. I think Soviets had a lot of offensive power, but didn't seem to. I don't know. I didn't watch this fight in the Eastern Front a whole lot, but seems like they didn't really fight a whole lot. They just kind of sat there. It looks like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I didn't really follow them too much, but all right. Let's talk about some of the failures of the U.S. and KMT. Well, we lost our fleet. There were some fleet battles in here. You can see now I'm just getting to the heavy battleships. We lost bulk of our fleet. I think it was trapped over here in port this last turn and ended up sinking it. So that was a kind of a fault of the U.S. Other faults, I think the Italians also got off to a real fast start and took Cape Town or something like that. We ended up taking their factory over here. We couldn't do much. We landed in Normandy, but we couldn't press into Paris, so we just didn't have enough. As you can see, all the planes now, there's 6 planes there, and U.S. just didn't have enough offensive power, so enough. We did do a D-Day this game, so that actually allowed us to get on here. So that's a big positive. If you want to crack the Festive Europa, the Allies need to do a D-Day landing. Some positives: we bombed the factories really good here. We hit this factory for 9. This had 18 on it. We hit the airfields. We just had bombers all over the place. So bombers were really doing well this game. We even bombed a couple factories down here a few times. Couldn't crack Egypt here. Just all these troops here, but he just had too much. These are all ones, so it's just He needed his Air Force, but they were busy up here doing something. The British were. The U.S. had a pretty good Air Force here and getting ready to go into Rome, but I think we end up losing our fleet here next turn. I'm not sure who killed it, the Italians or the Germans. The Germans can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could kill it with all their planes. They don't have any ships, though. A carrier here. The Italians might could kill it. I'm not sure what I had to watch the video. I think they may have used a couple heavy cruisers and then some planes maybe. They have launched aircraft. They don't, but they may have gotten it. I don't know. I'm not sure what unfolded, but I think the Germans might have killed it. I'm not sure where their fighters landed though. So, but it was late game. It was over anyway. It didn't really matter a whole lot. So, um, some of the successes that I think the U.S. had was getting this factory here. They were able to put pressure and get Calcutta. So, even though I think these fighters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, could probably attack it and land. And I think he did that this turn. I didn't have much here anyway, so I just walked in there almost. Yeah, but Japan was just all in the right spot at the right time, and that's what this game is about: is being in the right space at the right time. So, right place at the right time. Again, the Soviets were down here. I'm not sure that's a good move for them anymore. I'll do a Soviet video here coming up, but I can tell you right now this does not work well. You spend again all these resources could be in here, just for an example, which is where their victory point is, right? And all this 2, 4, 6, 8, produces another two artillery somewhere, right? So if you stay out of, and even though you're getting the money here, you're only going to get 3 IPPs a turn, but end up hurting the allies here. I personally don't like this as a Soviet player anymore. I used to, but I think I've changed my mind on that. Pretty good force here. I think I would have attacked Japan. Just you can't let Japan just run wild all over China, and yeah, I think I would have gone into just whatever forced an issue somewhere. But yeah, the U.S. needs pressure. It's about this game is very scaly. I guess scales. It's like if one scale is too heavy or too light, the game gets thrown off. And this game was thrown off from the very beginning by the early attacks by the Axis, which Allies never really recovered from that. But yeah, Warspite was another Axis victory. Oh, no, this is not Warspite. Hellstorm, another Axis victory. It ended early because you can see the score over here was just really one-sided. I don't think we could even get tech supremacy. Might have gotten that. No, we were short 1, 2. Short on the rockets here, but we could have got tech supremacy by end of game. But all that doesn't matter if you don't get any more victory points. So it's just if you can't stop the Axis, which I don't think we could, even though they could have may have gotten a few of these. This is what you can't stop. You can't stop the Japan from getting these techs here, which takes effort between all 3 allies and the Comintern to take out the way this point here. But I think this game was really kind of one-sided from the very beginning, and not much interest in playing it through, at least for the allies side. At least another Warden was kind of fed up with it a little bit, but yeah, I was too. We just couldn't get it on the same page with what we needed to do. But I will say for the allies, the Americans or Britain both, if you can get planes and bombers, had a bomber there. I just carpet bombed all this. I got a bomber up here, 2 bombers up here. 1 point, there should be another bomber somewhere. Oh, it's over here. No. Oh, here it is. So strategic bombers are really nice. Heavy strats are really nice. They can do a lot of damage. I could easily put another, stack on that guy if I wanted to. It forces these fighters to stay grounded. And I think as the allies, you need to do that. You need to put pressure in all ways on the Axis, or they just run away with the game. And strat bombers do a really good job of that. So, um, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Not much else to talk about Hellstorm. Axis victory, like I said, it was pretty much one-sided most of the game. The Allies tried to claw their way back, but they couldn't. Just couldn't get going. Soviets were just up against the wall. They couldn't get going either. It looks like, even though there wasn't that big of an army here, that's a big army, but I think he's got more. So all these infantry and just could have easily pushed. But anyway, I'm glad this game is over. It was a long game. I think we started back in the first of the year, so good thing it ended. And you can see America's pushing 80, so that's really good. If they can get a few extra incomes, they can pick up a few here, there. I'm not sure I'm getting 80 though. I think I have Madagascar. It's about 3 at least. Yeah, it doesn't take much. 4, yeah, 5, 6. Yeah, anyway, all right. Hope you go watch this game. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.